Hello everybody, Average Gamer here. Welcome to a first ever Supreme Ruler Ultimate Mod Spotlight. So this is going to be 5-minute spotlights where we go over 5 minutes a mod for Supreme Ruler Ultimate. So in this episode, the Shattered World No Tag mod by Way Too Cool. Basically what he's done is he's taken the Shattered World scenario slash sandbox and basically stripped it so that every single nation in the game, from what I've seen, there isn't a single one, so I haven't had any issues with that. But no nation in the world has any tech. So that's it, pretty much. Simple mod, very simplistic, very good in my eyes, where it basically does exactly what it says it's going to do. It removes all tech, so you start, just like everybody else, all on the same tech level. Which I like. The fact that no nation now has any specific tech, I will say, advantage. Though technically not having any tech is actually an advantage. So some of the non-developed nations around the world are actually in a better spot thanks to this. Don't know whether it was a unexpected side effect of this mod, but I find that a lot of the countries that we would classify as third world in this game actually end up being a little bit more powerful late in the mod if you play it for a long period of time. A lot of countries in Africa, Asia, South America, Central America become a little bit more advanced. They're already behind when it comes to tech. So those countries are designed for lower tech systems. Well, like countries here, like Ontario here, we start off with a massive issue, for example, with power. We don't have enough power to support anything. Ontario is pretty much, if you play a 2020 scenario, as is, it's almost perfectly balanced, except for missing, I think it's rubber pretty much. Now, not so much. Now the first world nations, we'll call them. So like you're talking like your European nations, Russia, Australia, Japan, China, Korea, Brazil to a point, Mexico, all the different United States, all the different provinces of Canada are all in a really big world of hurt. They all have the ability to produce, but they don't have the technologies making all these groups and all these facets efficient. And because of that, you actually kind of end up between a rock and a hard place. No nation, say for example in North America, really is in a good spot. Pretty much almost all of them are hurting for power, for one resource or another, because the efficiencies are no longer there, which is good. It's a nice challenge. Overall, I definitely give this thing a good 8 out of 10. The only things I wouldn't mind changing about this is one is no units. I have found that, for example, you have to start with the no units checked off to make sure that every country doesn't have units. I like that because you don't no units checked off. Then what happens is that everyone gets their military forces and can pretty much run around and capture things really quickly because no one can replace what they have though, which is kind of good. Number 2 is the rush. What I've learned trying this out, I can definitely see this happening in multiplayer, is what I call the infantry / artillery rush. Whoever can research infantry and artillery the fastest will win. So countries that still have a big economy will be able to capture and conquer more quickly. Not the best side effect, but I did find that playing as Ontario, I basically researched infantry and artillery really quickly, and was able to capture pretty much all of this. I was able to capture the Maritimes, Quebec, Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, obviously the state of New York, Connecticut, Vermont. I was starting to make inroads into Jersey and Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I was fighting a war also out here in the West. So in the end, it has that thing where I find whoever gets that stuff quickest, gets more advanced. You can also tell who gets it quicker when you have the game set to as I call it, unstable mode, where there's like people could declare war left, right, and center. The moment a country gets those techs and starts to build their units, they will immediately declare war on one of their neighbors, and will just basically snowball up. So before any nation really has the ability to counter, countries just start snowballing. Like I figured it with Ontario, where I was able to pick off a lot of the smaller states and Quebec and things like that because of this. I was also looking at things like Siberia out in Asia, was able to conquer almost all of Asia. Both Chinas were just obliterated. And it's just a matter of snowballing. Overall, though, like I said, 8 out of 10 for sure. In the mod, I like it. A couple things I wouldn't mind seeing changed is one, nobody have any military production. Where they have to actually build their own military production. Because I find that's a big deal right there. I wouldn't mind having every country kind of stripped bare when it comes to a lot of the buildings. Not stripped bare. I wouldn't mind seeing a second version of this game where every single country is stripped down to the bones, where they basically just have an industrial goods capacity production, and that's it. Or even just a stockpile of goods. And they have to go and build from there. Build their resources, build their industrial goods factories, and things like that. Don't know whether the AI would be able to handle that, but that wouldn't be too bad. Overall, though, it's a good mod. I had a lot of fun playing it. I think you guys should too, so you should take a look at it. Once again, it's in the forums under the mod section. Once again, Way Too Cool made this mod. Shutter World, no tech, lots of fun. Try it out. See you guys next time.